Hi everyone, my name is Cameron and today's video is about how using hip-hop music can help you improve your English speaking skills.
831, get the money, gentrify my city, I think not.
If you're new to my channel, welcome. I talk about my experiences and stories in many things like sports, work, and culture. I also like to share some life lessons and tips that I have learned along the way. Before I get into the 3 ways on how hip-hop music can help you improve your English speaking skills, I must mention that I have teaching experiences. I'm a part-time online teacher. I teach English most of the time. I was a volunteered coach at my current university in Thailand, and I did it for 1 year, like in my first year. I was a note taker in college when I was studying in America. I was also an assistant coach in jiu-jitsu just for a short while. So I do have a handful of experiences when it comes to teaching, and I have figured out some things along the way. If you're a teacher watching this, I think you would agree that music, when we teach English, music can be one of the key success factors. When people want to improve their English comprehension skills, we often use music and movies to entertain us and learn at the same time. And also my TikTok For You page inspired me to make this video. If you haven't yet, please follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I will link those two in the description below. Here's another fun fact about me, if you don't know already. I'm from Malaysia, and as a Malaysian, I understand that we have the pressure of speaking perfect English, but I've been teaching for a while now, and I can tell you that there's no such thing. Even as a native English speaker like myself, I come from an English-speaking household. I'm surrounded by a lot of people who speak English most of the time. If you're one of those Malaysians who get put down or get made fun of for not speaking your local dialect, not being very good at speaking BM or Chinese or whatever, don't be too hard on yourself, alright? Most of the time it's our environment, and if you're still in school, try to learn the languages that you learn in class as often as you can, but that's a story for another video. The point is, English is a difficult language. It's hard to comprehend, and most times it can be difficult to translate from another language. So guys, please don't be so hard on yourselves. There's no such thing as perfect English, okay? You can speak formally, you can use formal words, vocabularies, whatever, but as long as you understand what you're saying and you can deliver the message clearly, it's fine. Like, job well done. Some of you may not like hip-hop music, and that's okay. But if you are still intrigued on how this music genre can help you with your English speaking skills, please continue to watch this video. So the first tip is rhythm. Rap music stands for rhythm and poetry. I want to point out the rhythm part, okay? The rhythm is basically like the beat, the flow, you know? When you sing or rap, it's like how fast or how slow you're gonna go with your speech. It's all up to you, and it depends on the beat that you're putting yourself on. For example, I had trouble learning these symbols in math, the less than symbol and then the greater than symbol. I sat by myself one day and I was listening to music, hip-hop music. And then something clicked in my head, so I was just like rocking back and forth for a little bit. Then I started saying to myself, less is to the left, greater to the right. Less is to the left, greater to the right. Less is to the left, greater to the right. And I have to know this because I had an exam coming up, right? When I got the hang of the rhythm that I was putting myself on, it was a bit slower. And then to memorize this faster, I put myself on a faster beat. So I was just like, less is to the left, greater to the right. Less is to the left, greater to the right. Less is to the left, greater to the right. You get the point. I must let you know that I'm not a music expert. I just love music, and this is how I study. I study by speaking to myself, by listening to music that inspires me, and this is like how I try to inspire my students to be not just motivated, but also to be more determined when it comes to speaking English, and it doesn't have to be so boring, you know? You can even sing it if you want to. But the point is, this is one of the useful tips that you can use with hip-hop music to improve your English speaking skills. So just like me, you could go slow with it, and then you go fast. If you're a fast speaker, like me sometimes, and you tend to stutter in mid-speech, go slow. Stay steady. Slower, steady rhythm. The second tip is using your hands to speak. Use your hands as a form of expression to deliver your speech, right? On the internet, we tend to make fun of Italians and Greeks for using their hand gestures when they speak. But that's their culture. And in Malaysia, we also have our own culture when we speak. We're going like this, you know? And we also have that same gesture, that same expression when we speak to our family, friends, partners. We're using our hands a lot. Also understand that we have passion when we speak. I know that there are some people out there who are very subtle. That's fine. Do you, okay? Let's say you want to make an impact. Start using your hands more. When I speak, okay, people think I'm mad. But I'm not mad. I just have passion. And I'm feisty by nature. However, I know that we tend to get nervous when we are preparing or in the middle of a school presentation or work presentation. I get that. I've been in that position. I learned from my communication course, FYI, I'm about to graduate soon. And I learned from my teacher that using your hands is meant to engage your audience better. Now, how does this tie in with hip-hop music? Well, if you watch a lot of rap music videos, you see how a lot of the artists use their hands. They use their hands to speak, especially when it's coming from here. Especially when they want to make a specific verse in their song to stand out more. They'll just be like using their hands a lot. It's like when you want to make a point in a conversation or in a debate, you use your hands. The best debaters also use their hands to make a damn point. I would like to share one of my favorite stories in my teaching journey.
When we hop up in the whip, we headed for the beam. When we get a little hungry and we head.
When I was studying in Thailand in my first year of university back in 2018, my friends and I volunteered at our CAE, which is, it's like a club to help other students with their homeworks and assignments, especially English assignments. At the time, my teachers knew who I was and they know my Mandarin skills and how I was able to help the Chinese students be a little bit more comfortable and, you know, help them improve, and they just start pushing Chinese students to me. One day I was dealing with 4 students and they're all from China. One guy stood out to me. He wore a silver icy chain or whatever. His hair was curly with brown highlights, wearing a hip-hop shirt. I don't know which artist he had on his shirt. He's wearing baggy jeans and he had like Jordans on his feet. He looked like your modern Chinese rap artists on the come up. Before we got into the assignment where I had to record them because they had to deliver a speech, I spoke in Mandarin a little bit first so I can get them comfortable. I looked at this guy and I thought to myself, with one specific artist in mind, let me try this. I told him, look, do you know rap music? His face just lit up like the sun. This is where I told him to use his hand gestures. As funny as it is to me, at least when I see Asian artists, especially like in China. I'm not bashing Chinese rap artists, no. I think they're really cool. I think what they're doing is really great. 'Cause if you're a rap artist from China or wherever, Asia, Korea, Japan, doesn't matter, you guys are doing something. You guys are really inspiring these kids to learn English a lot more, okay? This is where I told him, this student, to use his hand gestures. I said, try this movement when you speak. So I basically told him to do this. Because I see this with all of you guys. You guys do this a lot. This motion right here was to help him say these 3 words. Fresh squeezed juice. Because he had difficulty saying that, right? So I said, okay, Try saying that, but with this motion and at this rhythm, right? Slow and steady. He's like, fresh squeezed juice. Fresh squeezed juice. I basically called him Fresh Squeezed Juice Boy. And after a few rounds, he got it. And he was happy. He was happy, I was happy, we were all happy. Class assignment done. I felt like the coolest person in the room. As a teacher, that was a huge victory moment for me. If you're a teacher watching this, you understand that feeling. Like, that's the most rewarding feeling in the entire universe. Now, if you listen to what I said when I thought about this tactic and I was thinking about specific artists, the artist I was thinking of was Chris Wu. If you know who he is and you know what has happened, the controversy surrounding him and his name right now, let's just keep it there. Don't come with me and on my channel with drama and nonsense. I will not tolerate any of that on this channel. I know at this time it's risky to even speak his name. I stopped keeping up with the news, so I don't know what's happening and I don't even want to know. I'm focusing on me right now and forever. The reason I mentioned his name is because I want to give credit where it's due. I could have thought of anybody, even Western music artists, American rap artists. I could have thought of them instead, but no, I thought of him. He is an inspiration to a lot of people, myself included. When I listened to his music the first time, I was very impressed. He is an international representation for a lot of Asians. But since that day, when I listened to his music, he has become an inspiration. I appreciate his work, his creativity, and humility. That is all I will say regarding this. The next tip is be yourself when you speak. Hello, Cameron. I cannot be myself because I'll be an emotional wreck. I have anger issues. I have trust issues, trusting myself to be myself. I understand. I've been there. I have been in that position. But that's why I make my YouTube videos. I like it. I actually do. And it was very scary for me to put myself out here. You think it's not? These videos take a lot of work. Talking takes a lot of time and energy. I love making these videos. I love expressing myself here on YouTube. I know I tend to swear a lot. Apologize. But that's me. I swear a lot in person. But I'm trying my best to not do that so often. There's a time and place for everything. And how does this tie in with hip-hop? Based on my own observation, okay? The best hip-hop artists, whether they're ultra famous or just well-known in their niche, are themselves. When they rap, when they sing, when they write their lyrics, when they produce that album, even if they only just sing, even if they only just rap, right? They speak from their hearts. And that's what you have to do when you deliver your speech, when you have a conversation with someone, when you are in a formal event and you're speaking. You can still be yourself in a formal event. Yes, you can. The only thing you always have to keep in mind, though, is to maintain professionalism. I know the world is crazy. There's so many things that could trigger you. But with practice and dedication, and as long as you're learning from your mistakes, okay, we all make mistakes, but the important thing is that you learn them. There is still debate on you're not a good rap artist if you swear a lot. Understand this, not everyone comes from the same background, okay? Some come from, good, healthy, happy backgrounds, and they don't tend to swear at all. Some come from really hard, roughed backgrounds. And that's just them. I can understand this too. I have people that I know who tend to swear like there's no tomorrow. There are things that they need to improve in here. There are things they need to work on in here. And over time, as you learn, you get better. You will get better. That's what you have to remember. You will get better. Also, when you speak, don't pressure yourself to use big words, big fancy words. And if you don't know a word, if you don't know what people are talking about, just ask. It's okay. It may seem embarrassing in the moment, but as long as you know who you are, who Who gives a damn? Keep it simple, keep it classy. I know it's hard, but as long as you practice good mannerisms, common courtesy, politeness, and combine that with your loving nature, because that is your true nature. You are a loving being. You're gonna be alright. I have to watch myself too. I'm not perfect. Remember this when you're watching me. We are all bound to make mistakes, but the thing is, you gotta learn it. You gotta learn from it, move on, aim to be better than who you were yesterday. Oh my gosh, that's so deep. I know, right? And remember, no one can be you except you. You are the only one standing in your way. You are the only one standing in the way of your success. In saying this, I'm also speaking to myself. So that's it, guys. That was a very passionate video so far. For me at least. I hope you really learned something from this video, and if you have, tell me in the comments below. And if you like what I do, please like and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you. Bye!
On my t-shirt playing, I'ma have to tap bill on my lip. What you know about the Berry City, let me spit. We headed for the slew when we hop up in the whip. We headed for the bean when we get a little hungry, and we headed